Today we got Pantera Domination live in Moscow. Classic. Pardon my reaction. All right, dude. Pantera. Domination live.
I mean, who doesn't know Pantera?
I've seen this, just to be clear. I have seen this video. You have not.
I have not seen it. I know Pantera. I've listened to a lot of Pantera. It's not on my playlist of songs. Pantera isn't. Actually, I think Cowboys of Hell might be, or whatever.
Cowboys from Hell
might be on my playlist. But regardless, I have not seen this video.
I wanted to do this because this is one of the bands that got me started in metal. Seriously, this is one of the first metal albums, real metal albums that I got was Pantera's 101 Proof live album, and I remember being with my dad and rocking that and just being like, "What is this?" Like, it was really, it was absolutely amazing. And Pantera, you cannot talk about Metallica, Slayer, and not have Pantera in that mix. They are gods of metal, in my opinion, and also. They just recently played their first show together of
their new tour.
Well, yeah, so they're going to start the tour. They have Zakk Wylde on guitar for Dimebag, and then Vinny's replaced. I can't remember the drummer's name, but they were close friends with the original members. If they come, I will be there. I will pay whatever I need to be there. I've got to see them twice before Dime and everybody and Vinny passed, and listen, there's not a harder hitting band than this. Seriously, they will make you. It's painful to watch because it hits so hard. These guys were brutal, and I love them. I love them so much, and so rest in peace, Dime and Vinny. But we're gonna do this as a little. I want to show you the live feel, and this show actually is in Moscow. This was actually in the Soviet Union, 1991. And this was I still think it is the largest concert ever, 1.6 million attendees.
Jesus.
And they had the likes of Metallica headline the show, AC/DC was there, the Black Crowes, obviously Pantera. And I mean, just the video in itself it'll make your eyes just like how many people are at this show and seeing them just headbang, and it's a wild scene. So I'm super excited about this. Pantera Domination, let's get this thing rolling, bro.
This is called Domination!
And this is live.
That is a big fucking crowd.
It's huge.
Fucking A.
God,
I'm just going to go back because honestly, the size of that crowd is insane.
It's insane. Yeah, and Metallica has a great video that's actually in color. They did theirs in black and white for this, but Metallica has a video, which I'm sure we'll do some point, and it's in color, and it's just, there's helicopters, bro, filming the crowd, and it's just unbelievable.
I mean, obviously this is in black and white, so you can't really see the depth and contrast and stuff, but it literally fades out. There's so many people.
It's, and packed in like sardines, bro. Just watch
that. Would be intense.
I will say that seeing this video, if you watch a crowd, like there are some scenes in it I think are just really incredible. Soldiers and stuff you'll see actually with the fans like just losing their shit too. It's a wild ride, man. And dude, these guys are so good live. I mean, you know how bad YouTube live videos sound in general.
Yeah.
This is 91. This sounds pretty tight, bro.
It sounds pretty decent.
All right, man. Dude, Phil's a crazy man, though, dude. One of the best frontmen in the game. Dude, Vinny on drums hits so hard. He has heavy hands.
When there's nothing
couple things, man. First of all, he's such a good front man. The whole band, and here's one thing that a lot of people, obviously, I in a sense grew up with Pantera, right, and Metallica. But one thing about Pantera that people just don't realize, and I know they know it, but you really don't break it down much, is that they have one guitarist.
Yeah,
and when you're talking about metal,
I did know that. Like the one guitarist, and they do sound so heavy for only having one guitarist.
Yeah, and this is a video. I mean, imagine live when that kick drum and that thing's pumping, bro. But the tone was so thick, and Dime was doing it on his own. I mean, the bassist Rex Brown. I actually named my cat after Rex Brown. Rex the cat. It died a couple years back, but I had it for a long time. He's really great as a bassist on filling in those spots because it's so seamless, and that is really hard with a single guitar player being as technical as they are.
Yeah.
But these guys they're just the energy. If I was Metallica or AC/DC at this show, and obviously this is 91, so this is early on in the career for them, I would have been like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, these guys are tearing up the crowd right now. And then you get AC/DC out there, and it's like, and great, Thunderstruck. I mean, it's good. It's
AC/DC puts on a good show.
They do, but I'm just saying, boy, can you ask for a better starting crowd to get people riled up? And
you're right. Just even from this, just listening to the drums, his hands are fucking mallets.
They're heavy,
pounding,
heavy hands. And there's a lot to be said. Dimebag is one of my personal favorite guitarists because of just his talent, and obviously Kurt in Metallica was amazing at this show. And you got what's his name, AC/DC, Angus, right?
Angus Young.
And so, a great guitarist. But again, if you didn't know who Pantera was during the show, you did after. I guarantee they were like, "What is going on right now? What is going on?" So let's keep rolling this thing, man.
So will to be, and it's hard to say. Absolutely forget when there's nothing else left to destroy. It's a music blood. Your life is free to control. Apparatus on wall. Frozen, dead to the soul. Ask yourself to will. Before. Right. Dominate.
Goddamn. If I was a teenager in 91, this would have been my jam. Like, it already was my jam as a younger person, but I'm just saying, if I was in my angsty teens, like, this to me is like just the style, because they kind of have that, he's wearing like the flannel and shit and the shorts, what I'm saying? They got the face, and then they're also from Texas, which, we're from Texas now, so they're from Texas, you know what I'm saying? And so they just had this different thing, man. Metallica had their own look, and AC/DC, all these guys had their look, and Slayer was out there, doing their thing. But these guys had this weird angst to them that a lot of bands did not have. And it was almost like hardcore, even though there was hardcore scene back then. But it was kind of this weird mix of stuff, man.
Yeah, they did. They have a weird mix of almost like a grunge punk metal. Yeah. The way they look, like they obviously. I guarantee they didn't do it on purpose.
No,
that's just the way they look. Yeah. That's just the way they presented themselves. But it fit in to multiple different categories, whether you're looking at it just band style, the band sound, or just attitude in general.
It's like bikers meets like they got Converse and jean shorts. Dude. Yeah, it's just it just feels like what you would relate to in the era. Like, for me, I would relate to their style. If I had them and Metallica and Slayer, like, I would definitely lean towards, I really like the way Phil looks in this, you know what I mean? Like, I would want to wear the flannel shirt and have my head tattooed up there and shit, and just have a basic fuck you attitude, because that's exactly what they were.
Yeah.
So, I do it again. I just love these guys, and it's going to get wild here soon, okay? It's going to get fun.
Oh yeah!
And you can just hear everyone going nuts.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, who knows how much post editing that they raise stuff up.
Maybe.
Well, here's the deal. Have you ever watched a live show on YouTube and you hear crowd noise and then they show the crowd and they're just like this, and you're like, okay, you're pumping that noise in, bro.
Maybe.
You could see the crowd. You could see
they're
them,
going nuts.
and they're going nuts.
Yeah.
Like it's not fake. It's not fake.
Yeah.
These people are going ballistic. They're speaking Russian all over the place, dude. You know what I mean? Free us. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying.
Free us.
Yeah, Pantera, free us from this friggin' USSR shit. Okay. Great energy, man. It's like weird the way he sings too. Yeah. Dominate.
I do like how when he is doing the guitar, since he's the only one, he's doing the but then also doing like the up strum to like fill the gap where like a rhythm and lead would overlap each other.
And a lot of that's Rex too, the bassist, and that's and that guy goes way too unnoticed. That because everybody talks about Dime, everybody talks about Phil, everybody talks about Vinny. Fucking Rex is, as a bassist, he is so solid, bro. Yeah. And he actually does. You'll hear it coming up. Listen to his riffing that he's doing when the lead comes in and stuff like that. I mean, he's holding that crap together like he should be.
Yeah.
And yeah, he still kicks, bro. So at his age, he's still kicking it. Stop this. Stop. Oh. Listen, dude. I know that backstage at this show, right at this moment, there are some of the greats that we recognize as some of the greats in music behind the stage listening. And again, I know that they come out, Pantera had came out previously. They were late 80s and all that. I get that, even before that to some extent. But I know that they were already out and about a little bit. But I will bet you that some of these bands had maybe heard them or maybe played a show here and there with them, but probably not. Especially bands like AC/DC that hadn't maybe toured. Maybe Metallica played with them. But what I am saying is if they were on the side of that stage watching this very moment right here has to be one of those moments where they all stopped and said, "Wow, boys, we got some competition." You know what I'm saying? And I know they don't look at it as competition.
Well, no,
it's completely different.
It's more of a this is where it's going.
Respect. No, it really is about respect. You cannot listen to these guys and love hard rock and metal and not just go, holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all great, but Dime was a gift from God to this earth. I'm serious. I mean that wholeheartedly. I think that guy, it is so sad that he is not with us anymore. He was something special, man. He was really special. Really, really special. And creative on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to step it back just a minute here, because I like this part a lot. It's juicy.
And you could hear, like you were talking about before, the bass.
Yeah.
You could. They almost have to have the bass more prominent than usual because it's filling in for the rhythm at the same time because they don't have that fifth person in there to play the guitar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he has for his rig, but he could have a pedal that gives him a small volume boost at certain points, where
or a little bit more distortion when he has to do that fill for the
elevates the sound a little bit more. That's all on stage probably. So
Yeah, let's see if I can get...
Yeah, right here, dude. Yeah, it's going to start getting... Yes.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
Oh. Yes. Dude, right here. Okay, stop it. Woo! Stop it. We're gonna go back, guys. As a person who likes to think that I listen to a lot of different things, this particular bridge, I personally think, is one of the heaviest things ever made in metal. And I know that there's way more technical shit. I know that there's way better breakdowns, and there's way better 91.
91, yeah.
That's my point. One guitarist, 1991. Metallica wasn't doing breakdowns. Slayer wasn't doing breakdowns. Like, I know that there were probably, and some person may say, well, there's this band in 1987 who started, sure, I believe that, to some point, but this was a mainstream, like, hit song that literally had just, like,
yeah, they were,
oh my,
Pantera, if anything, were experts at making heaviness with one guitar.
Yeah, and just
one guitar, a bass, and drums, and they were just as heavy as anybody, or heavier.
Well, and a breakdown to me, and I'll call it a breakdown because that's what it is. But this to me, what makes it so great is what just happened before it. That whole build up into it.
Oh yeah,
just squealing, you picking his guitar up, boom, and then it just hits you like a fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Get out of here! To me, there is nothing heavier than
this. That's great songwriting.
It is.
That's all it is. It's great songwriting. Yeah, they're excellent musicians, and just the fact that they know how to write a song together, and they can put it together in that way and make it as heavy as it is with as little as they have.
Yep.
Is amazing,
dude. And there's a lot of new breakdowns that are great. A lot of great stuff, and you kind of do that face where you're like, ooh, it's dirty. Yeah. This, you don't make that face necessary. You just start headbanging. And that is the ultimate, like, there's nothing better. You do nothing else but go, what?
Like, it's involuntary.
What? Yes, it's involuntary. It's the perfect rhythm breakdown. Perfect. So if we can just step it back here to his little guitar sling and hit that breakdown one more time. All right, yeah, right here. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Phil's just freaking bobbing all over the place. You hear the crowd? Dude, watch this. Here we go. Hear that bass?
Okay, guaranteed. God. As soon as the crowd started going, I guarantee, like you said before, if the people in the backstage, who are all legends that were playing here, aren't going, holy shit, then they definitely are now.
Yeah, and it's not just them, guys. It's the crowd. I mean, you're talking about Moscow here. I mean, everybody knew Metallica. You know what I'm saying? They were huge. 91, man. You're talking Black Album. I mean, you're talking greatness. AC/DC, greatness, bro. And then this band comes out, Pantera. Like, yeah, I've heard of them. I mean, they may have heard them. They may love them. I'm sure a lot of them did. But people's minds were blown at this very moment.
And they come out as heavy as they are, and then they just melt everyone's faces repeatedly.
Oh, my God. Dude, it's just... I will say this before we finish this up. I am so sad that there are people in this world that have not experienced this, that just haven't experienced like where it all came from. That stuff that you love, and people are like, "I'm never listening." Like, you know, you love like Brand of Sacrifice or any of these newer bands, and it's like, there are people that have literally not listened to Pantera, and it blows my mind because I'm like, man.
Pantera, regardless of how much you listen to them or not, because like I said before, I don't listen to them all the time.
Yeah.
But Pantera, regardless, is one of the most influential metal bands there is.
They are. Yeah. They just. I always say Slayer, Metallica, Pantera, and not in any specific order. In all three, very different, distinct sounds. Slayer was a lot more thrashy. Pantera was a lot more gritty, and Metallica was a lot more clean and mainstream. But without any of those three, like, I'm sorry, a lot of music is not made today.
Yeah.
And if it is, it's very different than what we're used to right now, and they don't even know it because their idols were idols of these guys. I mean, that's just fact.
Yeah.
So, dude, killer. That whole scenario that just happened was so good. Let's wrap her up here, man. Dude, that is... You hear one? Wait. Nope.
Perfect.
That drumming. Jeez, dude, that is a rock show.
I mean,
that's a rock show.
As far as a live show, for an experience, if you were there at that one, it doesn't get much better than that.
No. That whole package of that is, I can't imagine what that felt like. And again, it wasn't like this massive like 60-band festival. You're talking like, I don't remember how many specifically, 5-6 bands. I don't know. It was the Monsters of Rock in Moscow. Listen, it's just there's not a lot of bands like that anymore. You know, I'm not being that guy that's like, oh, all these bands suck. I think there's just so many great bands, and they're great in their own right. But you know, that day of just like, when you just look up to somebody and you're like, dude, they're so much bigger than life. You know what I mean? Like they're a bigger than life band.
Oh yeah.
That kind of has died. And a lot of bands now, you just feel like I can meet them and they're probably really cool and have a drink with them. You know what I mean? Because they come out and hang out at the shows, and that's cool, man. I love that bands do that, and they hit you up and you can actually speak to them. That's cool. But there's a part of me that likes that untouchable thing. That thing that, like, what made Manson so great, or what made Rob Zombie even great back in the day, or Pantera, Metallica, like those ones that, you know, like, I'm never going to get to talk to them and I want to so fucking bad, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're just so much bigger than life. And unfortunately, half the band is gone. And that to me is the worst thing, is that, I mean, he was murdered on stage, man.
Yeah.
And his brother, the drummer, dies of I think a heart attack or something. I can't remember the exact thing. And it's just, Jesus, dude. You know, like how tragic. But they're back on tour. People are giving them a lot of shit. And I don't like that. Zakk Wylde's playing guitar for Dime. They were really good friends in life. And honestly, if you're gonna do it, like Zakk, there's no one better than Zakk.
Oh yeah, there's no one else you could have.
And the drummer, I can't think of his name. Tremont. I don't remember his name, but he was really close with Vinny. He has the same style, dude. They went back and looked at old footage and pulled all the sounds, grabbed old cabs, old guitars that they tour with. I mean, they were trying to make it as legit as possible. And I know people are saying it's a money grab, but I'm telling you, the world needs Pantera. The world needs these bands. And if there's a fan who's 25 years old that's never got the opportunity to see Pantera live, you know, or even 30-something, and you've never got to see them, and you get the opportunity to go see Phil and Rex and Zakk, we need those people to become fans so that we can keep metal going.
Yeah, and granted, everybody has to make money at what they do, and who cares? Everyone does. To say it's a money grab is kind of a bullshit statement. But if there was any time to need the angst and the like we were saying before, just that raw attitude that they brought, it would be now.
Yeah, man.
It needs to come back.
Yeah.
That kind of presence needs to come back.
Yeah, I know they're not going to make new music probably or any of that. They don't have to. I want to see them again. I want people that have never seen them to see them, because they still. I just watched some of the live footage from their Mexico show, their first one, and I was like, they sound great. And why wouldn't they? So yeah, I mean, we need this stuff, man. We need metal. We need kids to become fans of old metal so that new metal can thrive still.
Yeah.
Because some kid's going to hear it for the first time or go to a Pantera show, and it's going to change their life, and they're going to become the future rock stars that we're going to love in 20 years. So we have to have it.
Yeah.
And I think if you do it right, and I seemingly they have video of Dimebag, and like they're doing like very touching videos during their shows. They got the blessing from the families. I love it, man.
Go for it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Keep rocking, man. Pantera, one of the greats. So glad you got to watch that, man. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Go down below, hit that like, hit the subscribe. This is we've said it before, a new channel. We're trying to make this grow. Yeah. We're having a lot of fun doing it, and hope you guys are too.
Yeah. We need everybody to hit the follow and like subscribe button right now.